So I finished reading Story of My Life by Lucy Score. And first of all, let's appreciate the beautiful sprayed edges. In fact, when I picked this up in Target, I may have been brought in by the sprayed edges. Just saying. Just saying. So I picked this up in Target, and I actually picked it up a while ago, and I have started it and then put it down and then gone back to it and then put it down. Mainly not because I couldn't get into it, but more so because other books needed to be moved up on the TBR. We'll put that nicely, because sometimes that happens. So I've been meaning to get back to it. I finally had the time to get back to it. So you have the main female character, which is Hazel. She is a romance author, but unfortunately for her, she is going through a little bit of a tough time. She is divorced from her husband, and he is kind of a jerk face. I'm not going to get into why he's a jerk face. You'll have to read to find out why he's a jerk face, but he's a big jerk face. I'd use other words, but I don't say those things on here. So she, in one night of drunken debauchery, she decides to buy an old house in a town called Story Lake. Sight unseen, pretty much like, here's the pictures. Okay, I'm buying it. And then she and her friend Zoe, who is also like her agent, go out to Story Lake to see this house, where we have a very interesting cast of characters. First of all, there's a bald eagle named Goose, who causes chaos. Feel free to read for the chaos, because it's actually kind of important to the book. You have Darius, who is the mayor of the town. He's in high school. And you have all the members of the council, who Hazel now finds herself having a seat on, because part of buying the house is also not buying a seat, but in the contract says she will finish out the council's years on the time on the council. She has a position now. Okay? And then you have the Bishop brothers. So when she comes into town, Campbell, or Cam, is it Campbell? It's not Campbell. Why would we name him that? Nope, it's Campbell. Cam. We're just gonna call him Cam. He kind of helps rescue her from some chaos that Goose has called. Again, I'm not spoiling that. You got to read for yourself. And then he kind of keeps saving her in a way. Anyway, he is the oldest brother of the Bishop brothers, and they own the construction business that is going to then restore her house. Now, he is a very big, grumpy person. Like, when we say grumpy and sunshine, he is like ultimate grump almost. I don't think he smiles. He smiles very rarely in this book, and I don't think he smiles at all in like the first half of it. Okay? Just saying. Now, there is some tension between the two of them. In fact, she kind of wants to use him for inspiration to help her write her next book, because she's also kind of been in a writing slump. So she propositions him to go on a fake date for research. But Spock's flying, because we talked about the tension earlier. And they kind of end up in this benefits-only relationship that he then screws. I will say, this man screws things up a lot. Yeah, I will say that. Like, one of the things that was so annoying about this book is like how much I just wanted to reach into the book and smack him upside the head, because like, dude is so, one, grumpy, we already talked about that, but two, so incredibly hard-headed that like nothing is poking through his skull. Now, Hazel is very good. She does not put up with it. She calls him on it all the time. So, like, You go, queen. But oh my god, he annoyed me so much sometimes. But yeah, so that's all I'm gonna tell you about it. I did enjoy this, even though it took me a while to read because, as I said, I kept putting it down to pick up other books that need to be read first. Um, Once I was like, no, you're sitting down and you're reading this, and did, I did really enjoy it. And girl thick. Girl is thick. I am interested to see what happens with the other brothers as well. So I will put their stories on my TBR. I don't know when I'll get to them, but their stories are going on my TBR. Oh, and this is also my first book from Lucy Score. I know she's pretty popular as an author, so if you have any recommendations of any other books she has written, let me know, because I will definitely add those to my TBR, because I really did enjoy this. Happy reading!